Shartimus, Ron, reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it, taking bad hits, taking bad shit, Shartimus, subscribe,
Maybe I could grab this baby.
No!
Hey, what's up you guys? Shartimus Prime here, doing another Marvel Legends action figure review on the Walmart exclusive 2018 Thanos. I gotta give a big thanks to Chew for finding this out in the wild, and let me buy it off him. Thank you so much, Chew. Anyway, we are getting the Build-A-Figure Thanos repainted with some added accessories, so I'm kind of excited, but at the same time, it's like, oh, I already have this figure. But anyway, I can't wait to see it. On the side, we get a nice image of Thanos, fully colored right there. I really dig that a lot. That is awesome. On the back, we get a nice product shot. There's a read-up over here. If you want to read it, go ahead and pause it now. Then on this other side, we get the same package, but just inverted. And then we get a nice spot varnished Infinity Gauntlet on the very top right there. I really dig that a lot. That is awesome. Not much more at the bottom, so let's get to it and crack this thing open. And here's Thanos out of the packaging. And I gotta say, I do have mixed feelings about this figure, just because it is a re-release of a figure that I already have. So I don't know, I always feel a bit weird buying the same figure twice, but I gotta say the figure still does put a smile on my face. I do like the new accessories, and I do like the new paint apps. So let's get a closer look. Really quick, I want to throw a plug out to the articulated comic book art Photo Combat Strike 3, which is starting on March 19th. If you're into action figure photography, I highly recommend you check it out. There is a fee to enter the tournament, but there are also cash prizes and action figures for prizes, including some Mezco 112 Collective. So again, link in the description below. It starts on March 19th. And looking at this Thanos head sculpt, it is the same as the previous Thanos head sculpt that we had seen. You can see the difference right there in the paint apps, though I do think this new head sculpt just came out a lot better. I like the less beady eyes, so I think that works out pretty well. You know, some people don't like the darker purple. I actually kind of like it. I think it looks pretty good. You know, you do get some unclean paint apps right there above the mouth, you know, and around the eye. So that does bother me a little bit. I did have the opportunity to go through a couple, you know, to pick the one I really liked. I mean, a little bit of marbling in the blue, but less than we've seen in the past, I think. It doesn't look that bad to me. It doesn't bother me so much. You can see it right there. I mean, we're going to see marbling throughout on the whole figure, but with this guy being a cosmic entity, or not cosmic entity, but a cosmic being type character, you know, it doesn't really bother me that much. So then looking at the second head sculpt, you know, plop that on, which is the brand new head sculpt, and I'm stoked to have it. I may or may not have him displayed with him like this, but this looks a lot cleaner. For those of you that came by and said hi and hung out with me over at the San Jose Toy Show, you may remember me talking about there being a little white speck over his lip, and that did just come right off. So yay, it didn't ruin the paint apps. I'm very happy about that. A little bit of extra black seeping into that baby blue shiny eye, but not too bad. So yeah, I do like this head sculpt. Not too shabby at all. Yeah. I don't remember there being lines on the top of his mouth, but still, doesn't really bother me too much. A little bit less marbling on that side, and a little bit more marbling over there, so not the worst. And then looking at the rest of it, I do like this much brighter gold color than we're seeing compared to the first version, so you can see this is a bit brighter. Not too different from each other, but yeah, definitely a difference. And then looking at this blue color that we're seeing throughout the figure, I really like it a lot. Yeah, blue is my favorite color, and this is my favorite type of color blue. It's like a royal blue, so I really dig that. And I like the silver trim that we're seeing right here. They added that. That wasn't there before on the previous version, so I'm very pleased. And then we have the little piece right down there around the waist, and then you can see we get some silver right there on the knuckles. Looking pretty cool. And on this side we have the open hand that we'd seen before. Again, some silver bits on the knuckles. I like it. And then we get the interchangeable Infinity Gauntlet. So you just pop the hand off, and it's fairly stiff. So it does take a little bit of might. And then you remove this part, and then you go ahead and attach pieces of the Infinity Gauntlet. So you just have this piece right here. We have the hand that will port in, and that looks pretty good. I like it. Yeah, not a bad Infinity Gauntlet, man. I do dig it. I'm very pleased to have a 6-inch comic version of Thanos with an Infinity Gauntlet, because it did bother me for quite some time that we did have a comic version with no Infinity Gauntlet. So yeah, I'm very happy to have that Infinity Gauntlet now. Yeah, this is probably one of the highlights of the figure for me, so I'm very pleased with that. looks good, nice wrinkles and everything. Just have to make sure there's no garbage right there, you know what I mean? Make sure you shift that up so that, you know, you don't see any blue seeping underneath there. And then looking at the legs, I do like the silver bits that we see over here. Again, the marbling effect, you know, some people hate it, and there are times where I hate it, but in this particular case, it doesn't bother me. I think it actually adds to it a little bit. It adds some depth, so I like it. Here we have some nice silver, and I really like the silver around the knees. That's great. And again, we get this brighter yellow on the inside of these sculpted creases, which is great. I think that looks awesome. So yeah, a little bit of marbling in the gold, and you know, we get the peg holes underneath the feet. So yeah, pretty good looking Thanos. And you get Thanos butt, can't forget the Thanos butt, and nice looking Thanos back. This whole thing, it's still loose. You get these two tabs that go into these two holes on each side of his shoulders. It could be tricky, you know, making sure that stays in place. So yeah, there it goes. Now it's in there. All right, so yeah. So I'm going to go over the articulation with the new head sculpt and the added Infinity Gauntlet right there, but really it's the same articulation as the previous Build-A-Figure version. So you can look up just that far, look down a bit, you get side-to-side motion, no head tilting, shoulders move outward, they move down, you could rotate 360, then you get a bicep swivel right there, and then the single jointed elbow, it bends in this much on that side, and all the wrists swivel side to side and hinge up and down, so you can see the Infinity Gauntlet will hinge up and down that much. I get worried about that green Infinity Gem running into the cuff, but it's okay. Yeah, you can move that around. Then you also get a waist swivel right here. I like to move this skirt piece downward first, and he does crunch forward just a little bit, and he does not crunch back he crunches back just a tad, just one click back, one click forward, and then he has the same hip joint problem as the previous version. He could barely move his hips outward. That is so annoying. I wish that they'd fixed that. I'd really hoped that they were going to fix that for this figure, but they did not. Babies are screaming. He can kick forward just that much and not back at all. Upper thigh cut, double jointed knees, and then he does have boot rotation, and then the ankles move down, they move up, and he does have ankle pivot. Now to measure out the height of this Thanos figure, you could see that he's standing just a little under 8 inches tall. And then to compare the two comic versions of Thanos that we have from Hasbro, you could see the Walmart exclusive, and then we have the Build-A-Figure. And if you want to swap the heads, you can go ahead and do so. It looks like this. That actually doesn't look too bad. The darker face does look pretty good on the darker suit. I mean, of course, the helmets aren't going to match, so yeah, that part of it does look weird. And people were complaining about his face being too dark on the newer figure. Now I kind of get it. Yeah, that actually works pretty well. And then just for the sake of being thorough, I just want to show off the older Build-A-Figure right here with the Infinity Gauntlet attached. So yeah, you could easily put that on that older Build-A-Figure. Then here's a Walmart exclusive Marvel Legends Thanos next to the Marvel Select Classic Thanos. I really hope one day Hasbro gives us a classic Thanos. That would be awesome. I mean, I really love this Marvel Select though. This is still my all-time favorite Thanos figure. Then here's our comic version of Thanos compared to the Marvel Legends Infinity War movie Thanos figure. And yeah, you can see that movie figure is much taller than the comic version. And then here's the new Thanos figure next to the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. Ooh, nice upgrade. Oh, I wish I had an upgrade again. Come on, man, hook it up. Please? Come on. Please, please, please. Whoa. Oh, what the heck? Oh, I just look like a jerk. Ow! So like I said, I do like this figure. It does not look too bad. And I hope you guys liked this review. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure you hit that notification bell. Again, it's a good piece, but I'm a little bummed out that it's the same, or more or less the same thing that I already have in my collection. So while it looks good, I'm still disappointed in it. Thus, it gets a SUD rating of...
I'll wait for the Black Friday sale.
And I'm curious to know what you guys think too. And the other thing that kind of lets me down a little bit about this piece is that it's based off of a version of Thanos from a writer that I didn't really like too much. So yeah, that's another reason. And an artist that's, you know, not necessarily my favorite for, you know, big Marvel events, even though I do like John Romita Jr.'s work for some stuff. But anyway, hope you guys liked the video once again. And don't forget, there are Legendary Collector t-shirts still available at shartimusprime.net. You can see a photo gallery of images over there as well. And I want to thank My Damn Toys once again for the awesome Shartimus Prime custom. I really appreciate it. And you can follow me on the Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Links to everything in the description below. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.
Crispy. Shartimus Prime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't.
Shot in your face, I said my shot in your face, I said my shot.